Hey, welcome back. We are talking about energy this week. You got a pre-assessment and just got your intuition about energy and what you know, what you don't know. Again, no points generated for it. I might actually do some extra credit associated with it and just rearrange things on the setup. But what we're talking about in this class is mechanical energy. So they had some other type of energy talked about, like chemical energy, how your body transfers all that stored energy in you, whether that's muscles or fat. Fat is stored energy. And then what we're going to work with is just mechanical energy and mechanical work. So mechanical energy was defined as the ability to do work. And kinetic energy is an energy related to motion. So if I have something moving, I'll have the ability to do work. Bowling ball, bowling pins, right? They move the bowling ball or bowling pins, right? Potential energy, that's stored energy related to position. I can have a spring sitting there and it doesn't have any stored energy. But if I compress the spring, change its position, then I've got stored energy. Same thing with the rubber band. And then also same with gravitational potential energy. So potential energy, PE I'll use, has two different categories. Spring, or some people call it elastic, and then gravitational. The thing with elastic, I don't have any equations for rubber bands, but you can kind of generate one with some scientific method. And the last thing is when I've got mechanical energy as the ability to do work, well, guess what? Work isn't itself energy, but it's a transfer of energy into or out of the system. And so we will work with these concepts. They all have the energy, or all have the unit of joule. Potential energy, kinetic energy, their unit is a joule of energy. And then when I do work on something, then I'm adding joules to the system. So if we look at some examples, there are 30 joules of potential energy in that pendulum, right? Or there's 30 joules of kinetic energy, or there's 30 joules, which is a mix of kinetic and potential energy. It's moving, but it also, gravitational is stored energy related to position. So if I have a weight and I lift it up, it has more ability to do work, right? Or cause damage, maybe. So if I lift that up even higher, right, the ability to do work. So some equations. We're going to work with equations later in the week. Today you're going to work on conceptual, recognizing potential, recognizing kinetic, even recognizing changes. Are they increasing or decreasing? We'll get into conservation of energy, which is just a cool subject in the sense, I'll show you some of that in some just kind of video clips via video. But these are some equations. Kinetic energy has to do with V, speed, right? It's speed, not velocity, because velocity has to do direction. So if I'm moving 50 miles an hour forward, I've got a lot of kinetic energy. If I move 50 miles an hour backwards, I've got a lot of kinetic energy. Same amount, direction doesn't matter. Potential energy, gravitational, the little subscript g, is mass times little g. That's acceleration due to gravity times its height. So really how high I hold something times the force of gravity is how much potential energy there is. And then potential energy spring, this K has to talk about how stiff the spring is. And then X is the position. How much have you stretched it, stretched the spring, or compressed the spring? And finally, work is force times distance. If I use a force and I apply it over a distance, I am transferring energy into a system. Also, if I have a force over a certain distance, I can transfer energy out of a system, into or out of a system. For instance, if I've got kinetic energy running into second base and I slide, I'm experiencing a friction force opposing my motion, right? That friction force over that distance is taking energy out of my system. I start to slow down to the point where I've got zero energy, right? I come to a stop. There were other types of energies. Wow, I don't know what happened there. Other types, nuclear, chemical, thermal, geothermal, solar, sound. Those are all different types of energies, actually different studies, different like industries and engineering, all explore the energy related to nuclear, chemical, thermal, geothermal, solar, and sound. So pretty cool. I butchered videos. I've got some links, and I'm just going to go to YouTube right now and just kind of go through some as far as examples. This guy uses, and I didn't know this, in the hunting industry, they rank their bows, their compound bows, right? Compound bows, based on how much kinetic energy they have. And the amount of kinetic energy they have determines what type of animal they are able to hunt, right? And so this guy has stored energy, elastic energy, that then goes into kinetic energy. And he has, it's pretty interesting, he has a chart based on his bow. This is the slow-mo guys, pretty fun. Watch this video, and you can, the links are there, so you can check this out. But the wrecking ball is lifted up, right, has potential energy, and then it has, this is the kinetic energy, and it is doing work on the car. It's pretty cool. Boom! And it sounds like it just shifts the car. It's so cool. So that link is there if you want to keep looking at that. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, this guy's having a good time shooting his kids with little rocks, elastic or stored energy. But then it applies or transfers energy to the rock or ball that's in that, slingshot, and creates that kinetic energy. This is a display of, it has a certain amount of potential energy, and it keeps, it's a conservation of energy tool. Let's see if we can get this rolling. We'll see. We'll see. So he starts this height, and it goes up to those heights. Roller coasters, another awesome thing. Now, this roller coasters have potential energy, kinetic energy. We've got rotational motion as it twists you, but it also has that circular motion. What do you feel at the top of that roller coaster? You should feel less force on your seat, and then at the bottom, more force at your seat. And those change of colors are trying to show places where you've got maximum kinetic energy. Pretty cool. This is an interesting concept. Yeah, energy, we can use it for fun, but it can actually, they're trying the sustainable energy path, right? We're trying to find renewable sources of energy. And I thought this is cool. This is just potential, I guess, theoretical right now. This is called an energy vault. They've got all these masses, right, stacked up. And what it uses these cranes to pick up stones and let them fall. And while they're falling, they're spinning a turbine, and that turbine is generating power. So they begin basically stacking these items, and they create an outer shell and inner shell, and then they'll have to restack them to create that energy. But are they using any energy during that process of dropping the masses? No, the motors that are using it are minimal compared to how much their energy they're getting out from the stored energy, the stored potential energy. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then this is the practical application. One of the biggest things in developing world countries is light. Students have to do their work in the daytime because at night they don't have no electrical power in their house, and they cannot see to be able to do work. And when they are trying to do work, they might light a kerosene lamp or lantern, which generates pollution. So check this out as far as this guy thinking, hey, what if we could provide a no-cost, other than the equipment itself, a no-cost light source for these folks. And this is what this guy uses. A bag of, okay, 12 kilograms bags of rocks. He's storing the energy, and then when it falls, and it's going to fall at a slow rate, right? It drives a generator, which creates power, which is really neat. No off gases, right? They don't have to fill it with water. They can find rocks, right? This guy is putting this stuff out all over developing world countries so that they can do stuff, right, in the evenings. So made in Kenya. Unfortunately, a reputation of having the largest slum, Kibera slums in Africa, where if they can provide that indoor light without any gases, without any coal, without any burning sticks, without any kerosene, they're using this process of stored energy, right, which is so cool, to provide better living conditions for folks that have virtually nothing. No wires, no nothing, just a bag of rocks and a light bulb. So that's my overview of energy. I'll have the that document posted on Schoology, so you can access these videos if you like, if you're curious about any more of those. And then I'll have some physics classroom exercises as far as recognizing potential and kinetic energy, and then also their changes. All right. Hope you are well. I hope you're enjoying this time of great weather, not too hot, not too cold, and that you're continuing to learn stuff and feeling valued by your teachers and your family and your friends. Make sure you get in contact with folks, all right? Talk to you later. Bye.